Hi Sagittarius, I hope that you're all well. We are here with a general reading. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing the Two of Cups and the Page of Swords. There may be somebody that you're becoming closer with, that like the more you learn about this person, the more you kind of feel like you're on the same wave with them. There's also something going on too with like a little bit of a wall that you may be experiencing, whether this be the other person, maybe it's you, could be both of you guys. There's something about like maybe not wanting to give away too much information, or this person may be kind of like more slow and steady. But there's definitely a sense of like learning about this person, learning about the connection that you have with this person. I'm seeing that you are in the middle of something that's happening. You're not at the beginning, you're not at the end, you are in the midst of a process. This is connected with something that you are creating, something that you're doing. So something is kind of like on the way to materializing, but it's not really at that point yet. You may not be seeing like what... You may not be able to make out completely what this end result is going to be, but you're in a space where you know, I know something is happening, but I don't know exactly what's happening or exactly what it's going to look like when it's in its final form. So you're kind of seeing where things go right now. Can definitely be a business venture, work venture, anything to do with resources and finances. This looks like a new project. A new project that you're working on, Sag. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing you very much like creative lead, creative role. Here, I'm seeing you look very in charge of what this is that's going on. I'm hearing shooting straight in very Sagittarian style. Okay. This effort that you are making right now, what this is that you're creating, it's in hopes of finding a sense of fulfillment. So you're doing this for a higher purpose. It's for yourself. You are motivated by something like, again, of a very high purpose. It's also like generally the energy of Sagittarius as well. It's like this higher connecting that we have this ability to kind of like see the bigger picture and to put things together and to create with knowledge and energy that you're using. It seems like there's some type of foundation already that's established, but now there is an expansion that's happening. I do, with the King of Pentacles, this feels very business related to you. So this could be something with like job, work, a particular role that you're playing. It can be a project at work or something that's going to connect with your finances, even an activity that you feel passionately about. Things like that. And I'm seeing this be like your original ideas and like your creative abilities and stuff like that. Like I'm not really seeing you get input. I'm not seeing another person necessarily be here yet. This is more so like your originality that's coming forward and speaking for itself through the work that you're doing. I am seeing a challenge being a challenge associated with a relationship of yours. This can have to do with your commitments too in general. So you're taking a close look. Maybe at what this is that you're manifesting, at what this is that you're creating. I'm seeing you be very particular and specific when it comes to this vision that you have and like what you're actually doing. Like there's a lot of purpose and deliberation here as far as like even the quality of this creation of yours. This is something that you feel a large sense of responsibility for. whatever this was that you were looking into, I'm seeing you really scrutinizing something, not in a negative connotation, but more so like looking at this so very closely and deliberately. Whatever this was that you needed to see, I'm seeing you found it. To have Pluto here with the Judgment card, the energy of Pluto cuts through something into the center so we can see what's really going on. So if there's any type of like facade or veil, Pluto gets in between and rips it open essentially to get to the vulnerable center of it to see what's happening there. This is like getting to the seed, the genesis of something, and really finding what we're looking for as well. It's an investigative energy. The sun is like, here it is, we found what we've been looking for. Maybe there was also like some sort of enlightenment information or even expression, something tangibly that you were trying to connect with that now becomes apparent for you. So it seems like you found what you were looking for. That thing that you had been searching for, it's here. And you have connected with it. It's like a seeking energy that you've been moving through. Seeking and finding, ending with the sun over here. Being patient is definitely going to be a friend to you right now, okay? This means slowly, steadily working. Also recognizing too when you kind of need to let something breathe. So it's about getting in the flow of when I need to work, I'm going to work. When I need to give it a break, I'm going to give it a break. It's like riding that whole wave of this process, which also means, again, like there's an emphasis on you being patient too. Something's not going to happen instantly. I am seeing this be connected with like a larger picture of what it is that you're building, okay? This seems something like something very important. A stable foundation is also important. That's again why this is not going to happen overnight. This is something that you are building, but building steadily. The Seven of Pentacles is very, very close to the Eight of Pentacles, which is even closer to the Nine of Pentacles, which is then going to be when you see something materialize. So you are very, very close to like edging up onto that energy. So keep doing what you're doing is the main encouragement, especially to start off with the Seven of Pentacles. That's your guides being like, yeah, something may be taking more time than you want it to be, but stick with it because you're really making something happen here. And I'm seeing too, for some of you, this is taking longer because like a lot of this you're doing independently and it's taking like a lot of your creative energy as well. But this is, it looks like something very, very big that you are creating here, Sag. I do want to say this. I feel like this is strongly going to resonate with people that have like Mars in Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, because we're talking about creativity, placements in the 9th house. If you have Jupiter on an angle. But yes, like at least one strong Sag placement definitely going to identify with this. And the more closely Sag manifests in a material way for you in your chart, that is where you're going to see this. Because this looks like hard copy that you're doing here, like a physical manifestation that you're going to see because of the work that you're putting in. Yeah, there is a part of you that's like, I wonder if we can speed this up. Can we make this faster? You want to take that energy and channel it into something that is going to be productive for that to be kind of spewing out in the way that it wants to be. But don't allow that to affect how much time you're taking. Because when it comes to the patience of like laying this down properly, that is not something that you want to rush or cut corners with. But when it comes to, you want to be able to find a way to channel this. This is really taking like your ambition and your drive and your like bursts of creativity and channeling that into the actual like creative content of whatever it is that you're making. But don't misuse this energy, because if you channel it, focus it in the wrong direction, it's something that can like collapse everything that you're building. So you want to be mindful of what energy you are using for what. So channel it in a beneficial way. It's like this. This is how I'm seeing it. with the Knight of Wands energy, it wants to like explode and express itself and chase after what it wants. If you're feeling a restless energy that comes with this, it's like you can pick a fight with somebody, which is not going to be beneficial, or you can use that to maybe like go for a walk, you know? It's all about how you decide to channel this energy. You can use it to kind of like wreck what it is that you're building. I'm not seeing it be like that big of a thing. This feels more like a mindfulness technique. Like I'm not really seeing anything where everything you're building is going to collapse. So you can use it to kind of make things take longer in the long run, or you can use it and directly connect it with your creativity and your inspiration and like your field of dreams here with what you're manifesting. But yeah, make sure that you're using it for something that's going to be benefiting your business or this endeavor of yours. For some of you, it definitely feels like you have a business where you're in charge of things financially for yourself. Okay. For some of you, this is a person coming through. You may be attracted to this person, and that could be kind of confusing. Remember, attraction, keep in mind, attraction can be many different things, but there's something about this character that doesn't feel completely clear. There would be a pull towards this person's energy. Okay, so what this is that you're doing for yourself when it comes to like your responsibilities and what you're building, and you like showing up consistently with this thing that you're working on, it seems like this is also helping you with maybe a confusing interpersonal situation. Or you may be like having feelings or impulses and you're like, why are these things coming up? What am I supposed to do with it? Rather than pushing this away, you can embrace it and channel it where you want to. It's kind of like this. If you're having like thoughts or like compulsive things that are coming up for you, if you're running away from it, it's like it's going to terrorize you, and it's also going to kind of like run and touch your life wherever it wants to. However, the like two better options that you have is to either be like, okay, I see that you're here and I'm not going to mess with you, like whatever these thoughts are, these feelings that you're having. So it's about like recognizing it, so you kind of like let it feel like it's fulfilled its purpose by you being like, okay, I see you, I understand that you're popping up, and then kind of let it continue running off into the sunset. Or you can take this and be like, well, you can sublimate the energy. It's like using it for something that will be like a better use of that energy rather than something that would be detrimental to you. So I'm seeing you reflecting on something that's going on. Again, like there's a cloudiness emotionally. I'm seeing it be connected with like a person or a particular feeling that you're having. Maybe like an overpowering feeling. It's kind of like this desire to like go forward and do this, but on the emotional front, you're like, something just doesn't feel completely solid to me. Like, I'm not sure. So I'm seeing you reflect on it rather than act on it. It's like if we're surrounded by fogginess, rather than running around and bumping into things, you actually get very still and you're like, let me look into this, let me reflect on this, let me think about it. And then it's going to inform you as to how you want to move forward with this. I will say this too, for those of you that this is not a person popping up, this can be like a lot of different ideas that you're having of like, I want to go in this direction, I want to go in that direction, and you feel kind of like you're being pulled all over the place, and then you feel inspired here, and then that dies out, and then you want to go over here, and then that's like a short-sighted decision. And this is about sitting with yourself and being like, okay, let me think about long-term what I want to be doing here and how this decision is going to affect things. And I'm seeing the Hermit now be connected with the High Priestess. So these two cards are very important to one another, especially the High Priestess is especially important to the Hermit, because the Hermit, by reflecting, and by you reflecting on whatever this is that feels kind of like confusing or unclear, or uncomfortable right now that you're moving through. The thing with the Hermit is that the Hermit like reflects and thinks about these things. And you see this light that the Hermit has when the Hermit looks inside the lantern. That light is given to the Hermit by the High Priestess. And that is like the knowledge and the understanding and the clarity that the Hermit is looking for. So to have the High Priestess come out after the Hermit, this means that through the reflection that you do, you are going to find the answer, and you are going to get connected with that like higher ethereal even knowing that is available to you. It just took you getting quiet and still and reflecting on this, and then you are going to be directly connected with the answer that you need and your higher self and the guidance that you were seeking. Okay? It's all right here. It's just a matter of looking into it and using your analytical skills. Okay, so we are looking at, I'm hearing victory. We are looking at Mercury, Pluto, Virgo, the Sun, and the Moon. I'm also looking at Aquarius on the bottom of the deck. I'm seeing you in your head about like something that you're doing, prioritizing even, could be a decision that you have to make. I do keep seeing like the pieces of a relationship that keep popping up, but it feels like it's in the background. Maybe somebody that you're connected with. What is this? Something may throw you off a bit because it happens unexpectedly. You know when something kind of, can be like a jarring effect that something can have on you, like push you into kind of fight or flight. This can be just a situation that you hadn't anticipated that kind of pops up. Let's see. I want to know if this is you or someone else. I'm looking at the Tower and the Five of Swords. This can be like somebody too acting out of character. Can be you acting out of character. And I wanna get clarity and see. This isn't you. This is someone else. Something happened with someone where they could have kind of like turned cold or like gotten aggressive with you, or just like they showed a different side of themselves that wasn't necessarily enjoyable. Like someone may have actually hurt your feelings, or like they didn't like validate you, or they weren't supportive of you, or this person could have been like jealous, something like that. This is somebody that you know, but there's something about the way that they showed up in a situation that felt very surprising to you. Like maybe you didn't kind of like take them for this kind of person, and then like something ended up happening. Could have even like been vulnerable with someone and felt like that was sort of taken advantage of. But you weren't expecting this with the Tower. With the Tower and the Five of Swords, probably more so something like psychological. But something that would have also like potentially hurt you emotionally as well. Even though the way that this person came through would have been like an undesirable way psychologically, mentally for you. Could have also had an emotional impact. Wow, Mars and Saturn together. Mars and Saturn together. Mars and Saturn together is an energy where it can be like a rough lesson, even like some sort of aggressive lesson, or like, wow, that's coming off really harsh. Sometimes it can be like very painful or hurtful. it can be, Mars is an abrasive energy. Like Mars is a very forceful energy. And to also have Saturn, which is very like stern and strict, like think about like an authority figure that can, even with these energies, even be ruthless at times. It's like somebody may have done something that you felt was like ruthless or like really just so extra within a situation where like it was out of touch, it wasn't very nice. You feel like it could have even been selfish. And I do get the feeling strongly with you feeling like this person took advantage of you in some way, but kind of like to benefit themselves. I'm hearing the word repurpose. That may be a clue as to something that happened in this situation. I'm looking at Aquarius popping out. This is an opportunity for you to heal. I'm definitely seeing something that, like, in many ways this could have cut deeply with Mars and the Five of Swords. This is something that you would have seen this as somebody like deliberately hurting you. So it may be like harder to understand or like find forgiveness for this person or to let it go. But that's why I'm also seeing this be like a huge lesson to you. One, like this is something that has already happened, okay? So I'm not seeing, for those of you, it's not like, oh, this is so like doomy, this is going to be happening to you. No, I'm seeing that it was surprising. It's something that already happened. It happened with somebody that you know. You felt really hurt in the situation. With Mars energy, it's something that could have stuck with you or even had you feeling like, now I need to take out my weapons in this situation to defend myself. With Saturn, this is something that would have taught you a big lesson. It is teaching you a big lesson. And overall, this is about healing. What I'm seeing more than anything in this situation is that this is an energy that you would see this person as being very separate and different from you. And so the challenge here is going to be finding commonalities with this person. That doesn't mean you need to allow somebody like abusive or hurtful to you like back inside of your like safe space. This is more so about like understanding, recognition, and forgiveness for you, so you can move forward with this, because you don't need to be holding on to this baggage. So this is like an overall Saturn lesson connected with your healing in a big way. As I said before, with the Five of Swords and the Star here, this is somebody that you may see as being like the opposite of you. And so it's like, we're so different from one another. Like I identify as like something on this side and there's something on that side. And that's why it's going to be like, you're meant to be bridging the gap here. This is like your spiritual healing that you are doing through the experience with this person. Like definitely had a soul contract with this person and they're teaching you something. Again, with Saturn and Mars, this would be a lesson where it's like, why'd you have to teach me like that? However, it's something that it's really going to get its point across, and it's going to allow you to make like leaps and bounds when it comes to your healing journey. Definitely didn't like the way this person treated you. Wow. I am seeing that you're going to be letting this go. I'm seeing you swap out stress for love and connection, like seeing the big picture. This is a very evolved standpoint, point of view that you are gaining, point of view that you are sticking to. Ten of Wands just came out upside down. This is like you feeling maxed out and being like, I'm so stressed, and then because it's reversed, dropping all of this. So whatever huge amount of stress that this was that you were feeling connected with this event that happened in the past, through this like overall healing that you're doing, it's allowing you to really lessen the weight here to the point where you would even feel elevated. This is like really releasing the gravitational grip that this event has had on you and connecting back to the bigger picture, really. So this is a very profound moment for you. And it leads to and is connected with a huge, like, transformational change for you. That's really beautiful. Wow. Okay, Sag. So we're looking at Mars, Saturn, and Aquarius here. Mars in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius. All right. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.